Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to do a wonderful, wonderful unit on probability and statistics. So we're going to start out with some samples and surveys. Real excited. So let's start with some wonderful vocabulary here. We have quantitative and qualitative data. So quantitative data can be measured numerically, right? It can be compared numerically, like age, weight, time, whatever it might be. Okay, miles on a car, stuff like that. So qualitative data is data that would be like describing like a category. So you can't actually numerically number qualitative data. Okay. So let's take a look at a few examples here. All right. So we've got our quantitative and qualitative. The age of your car. Age of your car. Well, that would be numerical in value, right? So we've got a quantitative. Quan. There we go. And then we'll do qual, because it starts with the first same three letters. All right, the number of hairs on your head, again, quantitative. The name of a pet. I would say that would be qualitative. The color of the sky. I'm thinking qualitative as I say sky. Yes, indeed, it'd be qualitative. And feel free to go ahead and like pause the video and try some of these on your own. The amount of money in your bag. You got to secure that bag, you know what I'm saying? And that would be quantitative because it can be represented by a number. Texture of a surface. Is it rough? Is it soft? Is it furry? Is it, I don't know, whatever. Anyways, that would be qualitative. Scent of a bottle of lotion. I wouldn't say that scent is 5. No. That is, again, qualitative. The length of a piece of wire. I could measure that, right? So that is going to be quantitative. And my favorite number. Quantitative. I could measure those. I could say, what's your favorite number? 27. What's your favorite number? 35. What's your favorite number? 22. I can record all those. Wonderful. All right, next thing we got is some more vocabulary here. Univariate and bivariate. Univariate, one variable. Bivariate, two variables. Lovely. A population is an entire group that you want information about, whereas the sample is just a portion that you are actually studying. So, for example, say I take, I want to survey or figure something out about Huntley High School, right? So I'm not going to survey every single person in the high school of like about 3,000 people. Maybe as people walk in, I take a random or a sample, a systematic sample, where I do every 10th person, I ask them a particular question, whatever I'm looking to figure out. Hey, what's everybody's favorite item to order at lunch? So I ask them as they walk into the school or as they walk into the cafeteria. I survey every 5th person, every 10th person, right? The people that I actually survey are the sample. The population is what I'm looking to gain information on. I'm looking to gain information about the entire school, but I'm surveying a smaller portion to make it more manageable and to be able to figure something out about the general population. Okay, so that's the difference between population and sample. Population is the larger group. Sample is what you're actually getting the data from. All right, so let's do some univariate versus bivariate practice. Feel free to pause it and try the questions on your own and then go through the explanation. So let's see here. We've got the weight of puppies in a litter. That is going to be univariate. The number of ice cream sales and their temperature. Two variables, bivariate. Hours studied for a test and the score received. Once again, two variables, bivariate. Ages of students in a school. Univariate. And the last one, time spent traveling to different parts of the world. I'm going to say bivariate in my opinion because it's the time you're spending and the different parts of the world. So if you're thinking of it in two different parts, I would say that it's bivariate, right? Oh, how much time did I spend in this place? How much time did I spend in this place? And so on and so forth. Alrighty, continuing on with some more wonderful vocabulary. We've got some different names of sampling methods. So 3 of them that we're going to focus on are random, systematic, and stratified. So random is just obviously how it sounds, random. You draw names out of a bag would be one example, right? Just randomly picking people and figuring out, what their opinion is on like the lunch menu item that I said. Yeah, just randomly picking people that might be in the cafeteria, whatever. All right, well, that's kind of like a convenience sample, but at the same time, you can do it in a random way. Systematic would be also one thing that I talked about. Sampling every fifth person, sixth person, every 20th person that walks into the building, or maybe every fourth person that walks into the lunchroom, figuring out what they like, right? And when you're sampling these people, again, this is the sample, you're getting a general idea about the population from that sample. The sample's the smaller part. Stratified. With this one, you'd be separating people into smaller groups. This got cut off a little bit, each with certain characteristics. Okay, so this would be like an example of this would be taking every class of student, right, freshmen, sophomores, and juniors, then sampling from there. Right, you're separating the school into smaller groups, freshmen, sophomores, and juniors and seniors, then sampling within those groups. That's an example of stratified. Alrighty, we're going to talk about bias in our survey here. So if you have a biased question, that can sway the person that's answering it, right? So an example, do you prefer tasty cookies or old cake? Well, obviously I want the tasty cookies, right? I don't want the old stale cake. So that is a biased question. An unbiased way of asking that would be, hey, would you like cookies or cake? Which one do you prefer, right? So that you got to make sure that when you're asking questions or you're trying to gain information about a population that you ask it in a non-biased way. Okay. Next one, do you support the economic growth that the new highway will bring, or are you opposed to the project? Right. So you're not just asking, do you support the highway or not? You're giving other information in there that may or may not sway the person that's answering the question. Okay. Some examples of unbiased questions. Where would you like to go on vacation? Not, would you like to go to this wonderful, excellent place or this lame place, right? You wouldn't say it that way because that would sway the person. Do you prefer chicken or fish? Not, do you prefer tasty, delicious chicken or overcooked fish? Just chicken or fish. Which one do you want to eat, right? Which one? Ooh, that was a good voice crack there. I'm going to leave that. All right. So pretty much just be straightforward with your questions when you're asking a question. Otherwise, it's rather biased, right? Lovely. All right. So last one here. Let's determine the bias in the sample. All right. So you want to survey the number of people in high school who watch basketball on TV. So you ask every fifth high schooler at a basketball game whether or not they watch basketball on TV. How might this way you're going about it cause bias? Feel free to pause and think. But my initial thoughts are, if I am asking people if they watch basketball on TV at a basketball game, I think that they might want to watch basketball, don't you think? So that would be considered bias, right? I'm asking people at a basketball game, they already have interest in basketball. Of course, more people are probably going to say, hey, I like watching basketball. Yeah, I watch basketball on TV. Hence why I'm at a basketball game, dog. All right? So that could be rather biased, rather than just asking, say, every person that walks into the high school, completely random, right? Or maybe it's a systematic sample where you're asking every 10th person, right? But they're just the ones that are walking into high school. You're not breaking it down to people that are already at the game, okay? So you got to be careful when you're surveying people to make sure that you get an accurate representation of the general population from your sample. Awesome. America, freedom, rock and roll. Woo!